What is good, guys? Matt from Duality Gaming here, giving you another video, and this one again is on VR again, but I'm going to actually kind of take a different approach than what I've actually usually taken for VR. If you've watched my 3 other VR videos that I have done, I have not actually been very positive, but at the same time, those are all HTC Vive ones. There was a reason I don't like that thing. It's too expensive for me, and there are other reasons which I will get into in this video, and I'll actually explain why I kind of prefer this option to the alternatives. Now, I'm going to just drop some facts on you because clearly people don't like facts, but the Oculus Rift is going to start about $600, which is about probably around about £520, and the HTC Vive is $799, so $800. That's about £630. Now, the PlayStation VR, or the PSVR, or Project Morpheus, which I believe it was called before all of this, is also a lower price point, I think, than this. I think it is going for about $400, and this actually is a more interesting device for me, if that makes sense. I think this would actually have more appeal than the Oculus Rift and the HTC VR. Now, I don't think that those other two actually work on the PlayStation, but yeah, they actually need quite powerful PCs to do, which I keep trying to explain to people. Not everyone has a 970, not everyone has an i7, not everyone has 16 gigabytes of RAM. Yes, they're becoming more common. Yes, in 5 years time, the 970 will probably be a mid-range card. Probably not, I don't know. I'm not that good on graphics cards, but you know, as time goes, we get more powerful technology, and it ultimately becomes cheaper, and what we thought was powerful now would probably be weak in that kind of time. Like the 750 Ti was actually a really high-end card, and I think in 2010, and it actually still holds up now, but it's obviously not as regarded as it was then. Now, this is in an interview with a developer talking about the PlayStation VR, and they actually say it's going to sell millions, or ship millions. Shipping and selling are two different things. You know, you could ship millions and then it just doesn't sell, and then just be loads of fucking shelves stocked with it. And he says, here in Spain, I know a lot of people who own a PS4 than a high-end PC, ready for virtual reality. Technically, what surprises me is the reprojection feature. It generates 120 frames per second, taking into account the movement of the head, even when the game fails to achieve 60 frames per second, which a lot of games don't actually do. Which means that there is no jittering at all. You can play Megaton Rainfall for 1 hour and not see it like any frame out of sync. This developer's an indie developer for this game, so plugging him, I don't know anything about the game. I can say like the same for the VR experience on my PC. Megaton Rainfall will work at 60 frames per second in the PSVR with 120 frames per second reprojection. Now, the reason there is a motorcycle in the background, for the reason I'm actually talking about this, is because I feel this has more appeal to a lot more people than the HTC VR and the Oculus Rift would have. Because the thing is, if you get a PS4 and you get the $400 fucking Project Morpheus or PlayStation VR, you know it's going to work on your console. You know that if you plug it in, it's going to work for you. There's not going to be any issues. With the other two ones, you have to have quite a high-end PC to play this. Whereas the PS4, you can have it, it's there, and this is kind of the beauty of consoles. I prefer consoles, but this is kind of the beauty of it, because now you have a machine that works. You know it's going to work. You don't have to worry about upgrading your spec. Because the thing is, if you want VR and you don't have a strong enough PC, you end up having to either get a new PC, build a new PC, or upgrade your current PC, which is more expenses onto that. Now, I understand you'd actually have to buy a PS4 if you don't have one, and then count into that, what was that, $300, or about 300 quid, and then you've got to factor in this other VR, so you're actually spending a lot of money anyway. Either way you look at this, but if I'm correct, I think if you buy the PlayStation VR as well, it's actually still cheaper than the HTC Vive. Don't quote me on that, but I actually think that is the case. Now, this, I think, I get why this would work a lot more. Half of it is just him fucking plugging the game, but if the HTC Vive and the Oculus Rift cannot support the PlayStation 4, and if this thing of VR is the future and everyone keeps saying it, the PlayStation 4 is actually going to have the best sell out of the three of them, purely because people want. You can't expect everyone to go out and fucking upgrade their computer. You do know what I mean? Whereas with the PS4, it's there, it works. That's all it is. That's the beauty of consoles. Maybe Microsoft will do it. I don't know. I doubt they'll do it with HoloLens, but there you go. But I feel this is probably the kind of thing I would see that would work in VR. Because it's not just the price. It's not just the fact of getting games to work on it. It's the fact that you need to know if it's going to work on your system or not. And with the PS4, that will happen. On a PC, with the other two, you don't know that's going to happen. And I feel there would be some driver issues as well. So a lot of these things that would be a problem on PC could potentially not be one on a PS4, if you know what I mean. I'm not trying to start any war or anything, but that is just the case. I feel will happen. Anyway, guys, tell me what you think below. I do enjoy reading comments, regardless if someone calls me childish, and apparently I'm going to delete comments where I didn't. I actually replied to him calmly, but for some reason I can't. But I've got the whole thing written out. Yeah, like the video if you liked it. Dislike if you didn't like it. Comment what you think down below. I'm really interested to see what people think of this. I'm not trying to clickbait or anything. I just like discussion. Subscribe to the channel if you like it and you want to keep up to date with the content. And check out the Facebook, check out Instagram, and ultimately, guys, as I always say, have a nice day.